As you're well aware of by now, legendary manga artist and Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama has sadly passed away. The news of his passing hit me hard. I never knew him personally, but always felt a connection to him through his work. Dragon Ball has always had such a massive impact on my life and has changed it in a way I could have never imagined. Akira Toriyama's work is why this channel is here today, and how I'm able to communicate with so many of you amazing fans in the series out there on a day-to-day basis. His work saved my life, and given me a life on YouTube. Without him, I wouldn't be here today. Thank you very much, Toriyama Sensei, for all that you've done. As a tribute to Toriyama and Dragon Ball, I'm remaking my most popular series, What If Damon Was in Dragon Ball? I know the previous one never got a conclusion, but I was never really quite happy with how that one turned out. So I figure now that I'm much older than I was when I wrote this originally, it's time to go back and rewrite it, making it better than it was before. Thank you all so much for clicking on this video, and now let's journey through how it would go once more if I was in Dragon Ball.
This is Gohan from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super Superhero. You're watching Damon, What If? Like and subscribe for more Super Saiyan-sized content.
Damon slowly opens his eyes, observing the surroundings around him. Where am I? He wonders, as he gets to his feet. A shiver goes down his spine as he feels a figure looming behind him. He jumps back as he sees a man floating in front of him. One he recognizes right away, a man from Dragon Ball? Few informs Damon that there have been many shifts in the timeline he's caused. However, none of them as of late have amused him. He figures that this time, this one will be more fun. He poops Damon on the nose and disappears. Damon stands there shaking, wondering what the hell is happening to him. As he wonders if he's truly lost his mind, a young girl passes him, asking him if he's gonna make it. He looks up to see that this young girl is Bulma, also from Dragon Ball. Yeah, he's lost his mind. He tells her that he thinks he'll be okay, as he tries to come up with anything else to say. She gives him a weird look and then begins to run off, with Damon realizing he can't let an opportunity to talk to a Dragon Ball character get away from him. He yells out her name, with Bulma turning around asking him how he knows it. She tells him not to be a creep and stare at her chest, but Damon tries to tell her that he knows her as the daughter of Dr. Briefs. He also tells her that he heard about her finding a Dragon Ball at Capsule Corp, and he can help her find the rest of them. Wait a minute, did he really just blurt all that out? Bulma is surprised and asks if he's telling the truth, as if so, that would make this adventure much more convenient. Damon isn't listening, as he's trying to figure out why he just blurted all that out, as Bulma grabs him, dragging him away. The two drive off together to Mount Paozu, with Bulma asking if Damon's really telling the truth here. He waits to make sure he doesn't blurt out anything, and slowly answers that he knows where they all are. The one they're coming up on now is gonna be the 4-star Dragon Ball. She hopes he's right and continues driving. Damon tells her to take it slow up here, as they come across a giant fish being dragged across the road by a little boy. Bulma asks what that is, as Damon's heart skips. That in front of him. Whew, oh boy. The two get out of the car as Goku turns around and screams out once he sees them. He drops the fish, pulls out his power pole, and yells out that these creatures aren't gonna steal his fish. He lunges at the two, with Bulma pulling out a gun and shooting him away. Goku backs off, yelling out that hurt, with Damon again blurting out that they've heard of the legendary Son Gohan, and that he must be his grandson. Goku is surprised that people have heard of his grandpa, and comes to the conclusion that if they know his grandpa, they must be friendly. He invites the two into his house to introduce them to his grandpa, with him showing off the 4-star Dragon Ball. Bulma is happy that Damon knew the number of stars, and now knows not to kick him out of the journey. As Bulma explains what the Dragon Balls are to Goku, Damon wonders why he keeps blurting this stuff out, chalking it up to just him wanting to know these characters. Yeah, maybe he gets involved with all that he knows of Dragon Ball, then he can change things and make things better. He can prevent so much death and trauma, maybe even making himself even more powerful in the process. He doubts it because he's a huge wimp. But maybe this world changes biology somehow to adapt to its laws. He could do so much here, so why shouldn't he? Goku surviving bullets is enough to convince Bulma to bring him along, so the three head off on their journey, with them thankfully being able to take the car. Damon makes sure they take a different road out away from pterodactyls as well. On their journey, Damon tries to get to know Goku and Bulma on a personal level to try and connect with them in a way, as what other chance is it gonna have to actually talk to these guys? They all find out more about each other, with Goku and Bulma curious on where Damon comes from. He tells them that it's kinda hard to explain. He's very far away from his home now, and he doubts he'll ever make it back there again. Bulma feels for him, but Goku just asks if he's stupid, as they can go anywhere they want. Bulma punches Goku upside the head for being rude, with Damon not being able to help but smile at his situation. Damon leads them to the next Dragon Ball after they help out the turtle, taking Bulma's boat to Kame House, where they can meet the legendary Master Roshi. Damon explains to Roshi how they're looking for the Dragon Balls and tries to get Roshi not to harass Bulma. Damon explains to him how Goku is the grandson of Gohan, and on their journey they plan to help the Ox King. Hearing the names of his former students actually gets Roshi to mellow out a bit, with him agreeing to give them the Dragon Ball only if Goku agrees to train under him. Goku is ecstatic to be able to train with the guy who trained his grandfather, so accepts. Roshi gives them the Dragon Ball, and since they're already there, Damon asks about Fire Mountain, and if there's anything Roshi can do to fix it to save the Ox King and his daughter. Roshi is kinda lazy and doesn't want to do it for free, but Damon slips out that maybe he should ask Shen the Crane Hermit instead, with this causing Roshi to fly into a fit, saying he can do so much better than Shen, and he'll make it there right away. Damon realizes they may be doing things a bit out of order, but it shouldn't matter all that much. The group all arrive at Fire Mountain, with Ox King and Chi-Chi immediately joining their side after seeing Roshi. He's able to use the Kamehameha to destroy the mountain as in canon, with Damon not believing he witnessed a real Kamehameha right in front of him. He's mesmerized by it, with Goku clearly mesmerized as well, and unleashing a small one to blow their car up. The Castle Dragon Ball is acquired inside as the three go off to their next destination. With Damon's help, the group were able to head to the locations of the next Dragon Balls without much difficulty, as they head back to grab the balls in Oolong's village and meet Yamcha along the way in the desert. Damon made sure Bulma brought plenty of food to feed Goku, so he's full enough to beat Yamcha down in their first encounter. With Yamcha calmed down, Damon goes up to him to convince him to join him, as if he spends enough time with the girl's company, then he might be able to slowly but surely get over his fear of women. As trust him, they're just people, they're not that hard to talk to. Yamcha is terrified, but Bulma's flirting with him does eventually convince him to come along. With that, they have 6 out of 7 Dragon Balls, with Damon knowing that the last one is in the hands of the Pilaf gang. They need to lay low and wait for the Pilafs to come to them, so that way they're not trapped in their castle. Eventually, Shu's robot tracks them down to attack them, but Goku and Yamcha are able to put a stop to it pretty easily, ripping Shu out of the robot. Damon then makes the group bargain with Pilaf and Mai that they won't kill Shu if they hand over the last Dragon Ball. The two reluctantly hand the last one over as Damon yells at them to rethink their life choices. The Pilaf gang dips, and all 7 Dragon Balls are finally in the group's possession. They all wonder what they should wish for. Bulma says she doesn't need to wish for the perfect boyfriend anymore with Yamcha around, and he's good with his fear of women now. Goku just wants to see the dragon, so asks Damon, why do he need his wish to be brought back home? Damon thinks about this for a moment. He could, and maybe Shenron would be able to grant it. He's done enough damage already, right? No, he can't go home yet. There's so much that he could do here, so much to change, so much to fix. He's not returning home yet. But they're not just gonna waste a wish on Shenron. After thinking it over, Damon decides the wish he wants to make. Shenron is summoned, with the group amazed over his presence. Once Damon gets over his shock of actually seeing Shenron, he looks over to Goku. Maybe there's a way to try and get him on a better path earlier. He knows he won't be able to revive his family on planet Vegeta, and if he wishes for any Saiyans here now, they're just gonna blow up the planet. Why not still try to help Goku find his heritage though? Damon wishes for the scouter the Saiyan Bardock left on planet Serial to be sent to this planet. Damon desperately hopes that Dragon Ball Super is canon, as Shenron easily grants the wish, with the scouter appearing in front of them. Shenron disappears as everybody asks what the hell it was he wished for. Damon brings Discoda over to Goku, telling him to just listen to it and see if it brings back anything. But if it brings back any destroy the world tendencies, then just ignore those. Damon turns Discoda on as Goku begins to listen back to a recording from around 13 years ago. It's the battle between Bardock and Gas on Serial, with Goku hearing his father say in the recording that he has to stay alive. Goku drops Discoda as rushes of memory begin to flood over him of his time on planet Vegeta, of his mother, of his father, and even of his brother, of him being put in a pod, being told he had to stay alive. Goku grabs his head, and slowly tears begin to form, with him wondering how he could have forgotten his parents. Damon goes over to comfort him, telling him they sent him here so he could give their people a second chance, and on the path he's on now, he'll be able to avenge them. Goku smiles at Damon, saying he's right. He still doesn't remember all the details on who he really is or anything, since he was still very young when he left, but the memories of his parents have returned, and through this adventure, he's finally realized the person that he really is. Bulma asks Damon how he knows so much, as she could accept the Dragon Balls, but not the knowledge that Goku is some kind of alien thing. The tale might confuse some people, but he knew exactly where his father's last possession was on another planet. He better explain himself. Damon just blurts out that his special ability is just being able to see glimpses into either the past or the future. No, it's not. Why did he say that? Why is he lying to her? He didn't want to say that. Bulma accepts the answer, but punches Damon over the head, telling him that would have been much more useful information in the beginning. The group decide to split up, with Damon joining Goku on his way to Roshi's. Goku is more determined than ever now to begin his training, so drag Damon along. Damon is curious on how he can fare in this training. Sure, he's been doing karate for most of his life, but this is something much different, and much more harsh. However, as Goku, newcomer Krillin, and Damon begin to train, he can feel something different. It's as if his body really has changed. He's able to keep up with the others and can feel himself getting stronger and stronger under Roshi as the days pass. He actually has a chance to grow so much more powerful here. Damon keeps up his training with Roshi for the next few months, honing his skills and trying to use his knowledge on future techniques to hone his abilities. He creeps up in power more and more, using it to push Krillin and even Goku at points with what he knows. Damon's not sure on his newfound power, as is it really that much? He's flooded with so many different kinds of emotions, with Roshi telling him he has a chance to show if he's really the strongest at the upcoming World Martial Arts Tournament. At the tournament, Damon is able to show off his strength, easily beating foes even 10 times his size. Damon is loving how strong he is, making it into the main rounds where he easily takes out the competition. However, in the semi-final rounds, he is pit up against Goku himself. Damon and Goku clash seriously for the first time, with Damon attempting to use his knowledge of other techniques against Goku. However, Goku is much faster of a target due to his size, darting around and overwhelming Damon with sheer power. Damon is forced to back off, trying to channel his newfound energy within himself. He's able to unleash a simple Ki Blast at Goku, which surprises him, hitting him dead on in the face. Damon hangs back, continuing to fire the Ki Blast at Goku, with Jackie Chun watching, surprised from the audience that the boy has managed to get a hang on Ki control that fast. However, as the match goes on, Goku begins to fire Ki Blasts of his own, particularly one that Damon hasn't been able to use at all, the Kamehameha. The blast rushes at Damon faster than he ever thought it could move, with it hitting him right in the chest, knocking all of the wind out of him, launching him out of the ring. Goku is the winner of the semi-final round, with him making sure to help up Damon, telling him they went through a great match, but he just needs more training. Damon smiles at Goku, accepting his hand up and thanking him for humbling him. He sticks around to watch the incredible final match against Goku and Jackie Chun, with Goku almost taking it in the end, but Jackie Chun or Master Roshi made sure to train a lot harder in canon due to Damon's influence, which he notices and is kinda geeking out by. Jackie defeats Goku, winning the tournament in the end, with the group wondering how they can go about now. Damon suggests that Yamcha go back to train with Roshi, as his training with him will set him on a higher power. since Yamcha definitely trusts Damon by now, plus he really wants to use a Kamehameha of his own, so he asks for Roshi's permission, which he grants since that means Bulma will hang around there more. Now Damon wonders what he can do next. He could go back and train with Roshi, but he decides there are higher routes he's willing to take. As Goku goes off to search for the Dragon Balls once more, Damon decides he's gonna go off to another dojo entirely. Bulma thankfully lends him one of her cars, with him coming out to greet Master Shen and his own students, Tien and Chaozu. He asks to be taught under him in the Crane School, with Shen giving him no mind, telling Tien and Chaozu to be rid of him. Damon summons a key ball in his hand, firing it at Tien, who is surprised by this and hit in the chest. It doesn't do much damage to him, but they are shocked that this guy can use ki. Shen is interested enough in that he actually agrees to train him. Here, Damon gets a much different training routine from Shen than he did with Roshi. He is constantly put through the ringer, beaten down by Tien a lot. However, Damon does grow immensely powerful in these months of training, adapting to the Crane style, learning deadly techniques. The main reason he wanted to come here is to learn flight, which takes a while for him to accomplish, but after many beatings from Shen and Tien, he's able to accomplish the amazing feat, being able to fly in only a few months. 4 months have passed, with Damon growing very strong into Crane style, and over these months he's able to form a bond with Tien and Chaozu. Damon grows more and more to match Tien, even trying to push him on a different path. Over these months, Tien is slowly able to see the cruelty that Shen has been putting them through. Once Damon is able to reveal Shen's cruel nature, even the way he treats Chaozu, Tien is able to see that he has had enough of him. The three leave the Crane School on their own, with Tien thanking Damon to help him see the light. Damon informs him of the next World Tournament and that he hopes to see him and Chaozu there. The three part ways, with Damon flying off to his next destination. It's now been a full year since the Dragon Balls were last used, with Damon training for 8 months with Roshi and 4 with Shen. Goku has been growing in his own power over these months and has now begun his quest for the Dragon Balls and his battle with the Red Ribbon Army. While Goku is off fighting them, Damon knows he can't interfere there, as the future needs the androids. So he needs to go off on his training and hope things that need to happen still happen. He flies up towards Korin's tower, meeting with Korin himself and asking to be trained under him. Korin is impressed with Damon's flight ability, but tells him he'll only take him on as a student if he climbs down the tower and back up, which Damon is ticked that he has to do, but it does help in training. Damon and Korin train together for the next few days, with Damon trying his best to get to sacred water. As they train, Korin notes that a battle is taking place below them, as Mercenary Tao has appeared. Knowing that this is where Bora dies, he flies off of the tower and down to the ground just in time to catch Bora's spear in midair before it impales him. Damon lowers Bora back to the ground, eyeing down Tao. Goku is very happy to see Damon, noting how much more powerful he appears. Tao isn't that pleased though, firing a Dodon Ray at him. However, Damon countered with his own, with the rays clashing together. Tao is dumbfounded, wondering how this boy knows the technique of the Crane School. Damon rushes into battle Tao, with him clearly having the experience edge. However, in terms of abilities, Damon takes it. He's been trying to hone his ki abilities over these months, with Tien really being able to help him out there, with Ki Blast, Flight, and a Kamehameha to finish Tao off. Damon is able to beat Tao, though he doesn't kill him. Tao runs away cursing, as Goku cheers over Damon's power. Damon takes Goku up to Korin Tower, where they train together with Korin. They both manage to attain the sacred water, but Damon doesn't drink it since he already knows it won't do anything. Goku thanks Korin for the training, and then heads off to search for the remaining Dragon Balls, saying he'll be back here to come see Damon when he gets all 7 from the Red Ribbon. Once Goku leaves, Damon is able to work up the courage to ask Korin if he would be able to try the Ultra Divine Water. Korin doesn't want to give it to him, as it may kill him. Damon knows that it very well could kill him, but he at least needs to give it a try, as his power may be able to change so much in this world with it. Korin eventually concedes, giving Damon the water. Damon drinks it, collapsing to the ground, screaming in agony. Korin thinks that Damon is going to die, but sees a purple glow surround him. Damon's eyes shoot open, glow red. Korin backs up as Damon explodes in power, blowing Korin back. When Korin stands up and looks back, The purple glow and red eyes are gone. Damon is himself again, but much, much stronger. The ultra divine water powered him up this much? Damon is shocked at his own power, and honestly didn't expect to survive the water's efforts, but it was really worth it. Goku eventually comes back with all 7 Dragon Balls after participating in Bulma's tournament to get the last one. Damon wonders why Goku went through all that trouble if he didn't need the Dragon Balls to revive anyone, since Bora is still alive. But Goku says that he wanted them since he wanted to know more about his heritage. If there was a way for him to see his family in a way to let them know that he made it out okay. Goku telling him that kinda crushes Damon, as he didn't expect Goku to be so hung up on his family. As in the manga, he doesn't really seem to be that hung up on family. He guesses that the memories of the Saiyans returning to him must have affected him much more because he's still a kid. Damon tells Goku that from what he knows, the Dragon Balls won't be able to bring his parents back, as the only family member he has out there that's still alive is Raditz, and he's out there right now with Vegeta conquering worlds. Goku says that that's it, with him summoning Shenron. Damon asks him what he's talking about, as Goku wishes for his brother Raditz and his Saiyan friend that he's with to be teleported to Earth. Damon's jaw drops as he screams out to Goku to cancel the wish. It's too late, as Shenron tells Goku his wish is granted. In front of Goku, 2 Saiyan boys fall to the ground, asking them which one of them is his brother. You can slightly tell from looking at the long-haired boy, Raditz. Damon stands there shaking, as Vegeta stands up next to Raditz, going up into Goku's face, screaming at him, demanding to know how he got there, as if he doesn't tell him now, he's gonna destroy this entire planet. With that, we leave this episode here. Thank you all so much for watching, and until we meet again, see you later!